Hey guys, welcome to Story Time. This is Quad Davis the Poet, and you know it. And tonight on Quad Story Time, I have a funny but not so funny story for you. So, it all started when I met this guy. I think I met him over the phone, and I just thought he was everything. Um, as far as looks goes, we'll start off saying that he had hazel eyes. He was tall. He was slim, and he had like little braids at the top of his head with a low fade, little brown skin thing. Okay, back in the days, some little brown skins was everything. So we was talking for a couple of weeks or whatever, and he invited me, over to his house. I'm thinking, back in the days, it wasn't like we probably did the movies or stuff here and there, but most of the times they invited back to the crib or whatever just to hang out, smoke, chill or whatever. So, I didn't want to go by myself because this was the first time meeting him. And so I called my homegirl, Shanae, and she had to take one for the team. So he had his uncle there. So she came with me or whatever. The uncle wasn't a really like looker, but Shanae, she don't give a fuck. As long as the nigga got money, she don't care how he looks. So, it wasn't really about the looks for her. So she took one for the team because, like I said, to me, he was not a looker. He looked kind of older too. He didn't look like, how he wasn't looking like basically how me, Shanae, and Cam was looking. Like we was looking young out here. The uncle was looking at least about 28. Okay, he had facial hair, he had a bare belly. So when I say Shanae took one for the team, she took one for the team. Okay, but yeah, let me get back to it. Oh man, I can't believe I'm telling this story. It's real annoying to an extent. So basically, we went over there, we chilled or whatever, and I was mesmerized. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hold you. I was mesmerized by, how fine he was. And we just chilled. Like, we had a good time. We had a good weekend. We all chilled or whatever. And he was like, I want you to be my girlfriend. I'm over there, like, catching butterflies. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, I found a good one. He looked good. He's smooth. He dressed nice. That's what, you should be thinking and stuff when you're young. It'd be about the getting shit. But anyway, so you know, the whole day went by. And Shanae was like, yo, I'm hungry, son. Because we spent the whole day with them. And she was like, I'm hungry. She was like, you ain't hungry? And I was like, yeah, let's go get something to eat. I asked him what they got to eat or whatever. So I was like, yo, Cam, my friend is hungry. You got something to eat? And he was like, yeah, let me go in the kitchen and see. So he goes in and like maybe, I want to say maybe like 10, 15 minutes later, he comes back in with a big bag of sunflower seeds. So, I mean, niggas is drunk, we chilling. So I started eating sunflower seeds, but I'm not thinking like that's what he gonna give me to eat. Chinese something, a pizza, something, Do you see how low and how minimum it was back in the days? The retardedness that we accepted as women. Don't say speak for yourself, but it's happened to the best of us. Anyway, so me, I'm on my cloud nine, sucking on the sunflower seeds, spitting them out in shells or whatever. So Shanae getting tight. She in the living room with old boy. She getting tight, because now it's like 2, 3 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And I'm tired. I'm about to go to sleep. So we wake up in the morning or whatever. Wake up in the morning. So it's Saturday now. It's Saturday. So I'm still on cloud nine. We in there watching movies, chilling. Everybody be playing cards, all type of stuff, charades. We having a good time or whatever. So now she's like, yo, when you gonna go home, son? I was like, what you mean? I'm chilling, He said, he wanted me to be his girl, da 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 da. She was like, yo, they ain't feed us nothing. I'm hungry. I'm not about to stay here and starve. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, son, just chill, chill, chill. Don't mess this up for me. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is chill for a little bit. We going to leave tonight, you know? Da-da-da-da. He said he going to go get some more licks or whatever. Yes, if y'all laughing at me, y'all should be. Because, boy, when I tell you, all we had was sunflower seeds. You hear me? And liquor. Okay? So now it's about maybe like 7, 8 o'clock or whatever. And she was like, yo, I'm going to get me something to eat or whatever, whatever. So she goes to the store. She go get her something to eat or whatever. And she's about to walk out the door. Old boy was like, yo, where you going? And she was like, yo, I'm about to go to the store. You know, if you want to come, whatever. He was like, nah, you're not leaving. And she was like, what you mean I ain't leaving? I'm not stuck here. You ain't my daddy. You know what I'm saying? Because he was giving father vibes after that. Talking about you not leaving. He was like, nah, you know, we together, so we staying here together. She was like, yeah, but you're not about to not feed a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So they out there arguing. Mind you, I'm in the room chilling with my little, you know what I'm saying? I done found a magazine cover and all that. So I'm in there chilling or whatever. Still eating the peanuts. Still eating the peanuts, yo. Not even no juice, just water and peanuts. It was real freaking ridiculous. So I hear some commotion outside or whatever. So I'm like, yo, Cam, we gotta go out there. What the hell is your uncle doing? You know, like why he's screaming at my homegirl like that or whatever. So we go out there, whatever. And they about to like get into it, like a physical, you know, altercation or whatever. And I was like, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I was stunned. So I ain't really say much. So I ain't gonna sit here and lie to y'all. I was stunned, so I didn't really say much. And, you know, Shanae, she always gonna handle her shit, but I still felt a type of way. And she was like, yo, let's go, let's get out of here. These bum ass niggas, all they got is peanuts for us, and your dumb ass sitting there eating like shit is sweet. She was like, let's go get some food. We don't gotta stay up in here. They don't got nothing. They some bums. Oh man, why did she say that? Unc feelings was hurt. And he was about to swing on her. And I was like, stop, Cam, get them. Ah, you know what I'm saying? Like, Cam was my man forever, okay? It's been 2 days, just a weekend. It's crazy, yo. Sometimes as females, we really, really, really be like blinded. And, you know, as young females, we be hypnotized. We see stuff that's not there. You feel me? And that's what had me eating peanuts all weekend. Because I saw something that wasn't there. You know, as you get older, we see hope in a nigga. You know what I'm saying? We get older and you see hope in somebody, you know? You're like, oh, they could be this, they could be that. But imagine being younger and just like being infatuated and not eating for 2 days because you infatuated. That's Riri. That's real retarded. So that's what it was. That's what it was. So after that, you know, I ended up having to get my stuff and leave. I was mad. Do you hear me? Homeboy was like, yo, Kim was like, yo, you gonna come back later? You know, your friend is tripping. I don't know why she had to act like that. All she had to do was chill. I was like, yeah, you right. But at the same time, you ain't give us nothing to eat though. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't going hard about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was eating hearts, obviously. I was eating cloud nines, obviously. So he was like, yo, I want you to come back by yourself. I was like, you know, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't want to come back by myself. I don't like the way that your uncle, you know, reacted or whatever. And he looked mad old. You know, I was like, how old is he? And he was like, oh, he's only 21. Lies, the lies. And behaving like that, I just felt like it was an unsafe environment for us after that. But I'm not trying to say like I ain't still talk to him on the side, because I did. But it didn't last for long. I'll just say that. It didn't last for long. Maybe a few weeks. But yeah, that was the day that, you know, that was the weekend, you know, and you know, some of you guys may find this funny, but you know, that was a real, like, looking back at that now, it's just disgraceful what I tolerated for 2 days. And it just shows you how a woman's mind can be hypnotized. You know, as you get older, it's hypnotized by the dick, you know, but when you're younger, it's just hypnotized by the feel of what they tell you, how you're special, you know, how they care about you. You know what I'm saying? So words can be very deceiving and it can have you starving for the weekend. And, you know, I just had to share this story with you guys. And I want to thank you for joining me tonight for Quad's Story Time. I hope you enjoyed the story. of eating the peanuts for the weekend. Next week, there will be another episode coming out. It's going to be episode 3. You can find me everywhere at Quadavis the Poet. And please go to Amazon.com and buy my book. It is $20 on Amazon. And if you want a signed copy, you can hit me up.